Hello everybody, this is Josh Kemp with Ozark Information Services and welcome back. I'm continuing on my discussion of reasons that I believe that the majority of IT business owners simply do not charge a sufficient amount for their services in order to allow them to deliver the product that the clients need and deserve. And today I'm going to talk about something that may kind of hit you where it hurts a little bit, and that is 3 tiers of service. Now, some of you are going to disagree with this, some of you are going to agree with it and keep doing it anyway, and some of you are going to agree with me. I'd love to hear your feedback. Here's the deal. I see this frequently in our industry. People will offer 3 levels of service. Typically, we're going to call them gold, silver, and bronze. Gold is what we offer. We only have one package, as it were, and that is all you can eat, flat fee IT services. Essentially, it's like having a salaried IT staff. The next phase down is silver. Typically, this involves monitoring, a little bit of remote management perhaps, help desk, and maybe includes remote labor, but doesn't include any on-site service or moves, adds, changes, project work, or any of the other things. Typically, people will use those kinds of services to get the overall spend up to the gold level, but doing it through ad hoc, a la carte services, or dealing with emergencies on an hourly rate. Typically that involves a fairly high bill for a client in the case of an emergency, and is usually pretty stressful for everybody to deal with. It also involves billing differently for different clients because the technicians have to look at an agreement to see who has what kind of service, is on-site covered, do we need approval, etc. And then at the bottom of the list you have bronze, and that typically involves a few minor tools, maybe some antivirus, possibly a backup without any kind of retention, and normally just remote monitoring and management tools installed so that the provider can see the issues that are going on in the network or with hardware, alert the client, provide an estimate for on-site services or mediation or project fee, and ultimately the goal of these different phases is to allow a client to get in at a cheaper rate so that the provider can begin showing the value that they're having trouble translating in the front end. I believe that the majority of professional IT providers recognize that gold, or its equivalent, is what the client really needs. Proactive, delegated IT management from a professional who knows how to do the work, knows how to manage the work, knows how to forecast, look down the road, take on the role not only of an engineer and a help desk technician, but also of an IT director and a CIO. Typically, the term VCIO is used a lot. We'll get into that separately. But the reality is our clients don't know how to make IT decisions, with very few exceptions, and so they're counting on us to tell them the questions they need to ask and help them look around the corners. That's our responsibility, and they delegate that to us, and we know they need the gold level. However, generally, most providers have trouble translating that value to clients in a way that allows them to charge the fees that are required to provide that level of service. Hence, they go for the lower level. And so if they don't have the ability or the comfort level to sell a gold package, they'll go for silver. And typically when you get a 3-phase offering like that, gold, silver, bronze, really what they're selling is silver, because they don't believe you're going to buy gold even though you need it. So they don't have much practice at it or confidence in selling it. They end up selling a lot of silver because given 3 choices, most people are going to go for the middle choice. And most people recognize that bronze is just the bottom of the barrel. It's better than nothing, but not really that valuable. What it does do is create a recurring revenue stream, no matter how small, for the managed services provider, and gives them the opportunity to monitor, recognize issues, report them, generate more labor, and ultimately, hopefully, get them up to around the gold level of spend, but it's done in a kind of a jerky, emergency, here's a little project, and now everything's kind of low, and then here's a big thing again, and so on. Whereas the other is levelized billing. You do what you need to do when it needs to be done. Typically, there will be some kind of conversion cycle. Most people are going to look at probably 9 to 18 months. If they can't get somebody up to gold in that time frame, I often see people either part ways or just kind of let clients go through attrition and just stop paying as much attention to them, or again, just separate entirely because they recognize they're not going to get to that level. My philosophy from the beginning is, my clients place a great deal of trust in me and our organization. They don't know the questions to ask, and they depend on me to tell them what to ask, or more accurately, to give them answers before they know to ask the questions. Much of our work is done in the background. I've done the pencil to paper and come up with about 15%. That is the number of percentage of hours that we spend on a typical managed services contract that consists of the kind of work that clients historically asked us to do in a break-fix scenario. What that means is over 85% of the work that we do for a typical managed services client is work that the client didn't even necessarily know they needed. It's important to the continuity. You know how the security needs manifest. You know the regulatory requirements, but the client doesn't. I believe that the majority of providers right now would be absolutely shocked if they truly understood what their clients think they're doing for them. Our clients believe, whether we've ever said it or they've said it, that they have delegated their IT to us, and whatever amount we're charging them, we're doing what needs to be done. Therefore, I believe the only way to truly execute on the commitments I make to clients is to charge them enough to do the work that needs to be done in the beginning, not count on the client to figure out and know the questions to ask me. And that's my thought for today. That's my perspective on the 3 tiered offerings. Please give me any feedback, like, subscribe. Love to see what you have to say about this.